So I've come up with this well thought out calculated theory, ladies and gentlemen, that only took me about 30 seconds to come up with. That's how obvious these issues are now becoming. To me anyway, I truly believe children and younger adults are acting in a certain way, not only because the parents are losing control over their children. You've got social media, films, entertainment, music, etc., etc. But you need to start looking at the people who are actually teaching the kids and the younger adults. As we all know, it's pretty obvious, as we go further, you get more of these woke progressive teachers just popping out of nowhere and coming inside the classroom and inserting their concerning ideology because for whatever reason, they just can't leave their they/them pronouns at home. They have to tell the whole classroom about it. And in a lot of cases now, they encourage the classroom to follow along with them, regardless if they're children or younger adults. They don't really care. Inclusion, right? I'm pretty sure when I was at school, this never happened. We actually got taught beneficial things, right? They taught us to be respectable, respect your family, respect your parents, become a great mother, father, be a little bit patriotic, and in some cases, they might have the country's flag inside the classroom. Well, that's, a microaggression now. We can't have that anymore. So they're now putting in these sort of flags in kids' schools, high schools. Is it just me or is that a little bit concerning? And people always ask me the very same questions. They always say, well, how do you know this is actually going on, Josh? How do you know these situations are really occurring? You're just making it up, right? Right? No, these teachers just have this weird fascination, and I'm grateful for it, and I think we all are, right? Because we all know what's going on inside the classrooms now, but they just have this weird fascination with posting videos onto TikTok and telling the world what they talk about within the classrooms and what they teach, thinking nobody's going to see it. You're not going to see it. I'm not going to see it. Nobody's going to judge them for it. So unfortunately, as progressive as they may seem, they're not really caught up on the trends, because if they were, they would realize as soon as you post something onto social media, anybody and everybody can see it forever, especially on TikTok. Anyway, as a future father, future parents watching right now, we all want to have children, right? And current parents watching. These videos I'm going to show you should concern all of us, and I think they will. This very first one is a clear case of a teacher using their time very wisely. This dude, I assume it's a dude anyway, I know we're not really allowed to assume, but I'm going to assume it's a dude. This dude likes to use his time very wisely in the classroom by educating children on things like pronouns, how to use them, how to ask people about their pronouns. They practice this on fluffy teddy bears. Take a look.
So I have a lot of these comments, so I figured I'd jump in and show one of the mini lessons I do through the year around inclusivity. So I usually start with this book, which I absolutely love. It introduces a variety of pronouns as well as multiple pronouns that someone might use. There's also a great video on amaze.org that goes into pronouns and how to respect people's pronouns. All these lessons are done in our morning meeting or in our ELA time because they're connected with writing and with reading. And they hit all our standards. This year's chart is a little wonky, but all of these are from the students. The description and definition I help them with, but then the what to say and how to correct comes explicitly from them. And as you can see, it hangs up on our social justice wall right behind me. And then the infamous llamacorn and narwhal is what we move into. So we actually practice the sayings they came up with using the stuffed animals. So pretty straightforward, pretty simple, something anyone can do in a morning meeting or during a block.
Yeah, you know what? I am really glad we're using the time so wisely in the classrooms to teach kids about things that don't really matter. Pronouns, those things that hold no weight whatsoever. They're a cry for attention. They're a tactic used by people so they can easily get offended, because if you use the wrong ones, they can start a hashtag on Twitter and get a GoFundMe set up or something. Imagine, right, you raising your children for all of those years. You come home one day, you're at the dinner table, and you go, Jimmy, what did you learn at school today? Actually, my teacher said I can be Jemima, and I may not know what 2 + 2 is, but I know my pronouns. I know my pronouns are now they/them. How have we got to a point where pronouns are more important in the classrooms than actual morals, values, and beliefs? Well, we know what beliefs they want these kids to have, but they're going to get them into a lot of trouble in future life, because when they realize those things don't actually matter, they're going to claim they're depressed because everything they thought they knew is a complete myth. I mean, there are genuinely other teachers out there too who are asking other teachers, a plea to other teachers to not separate boys and girls into gender groups. You know, sometimes you get the boys groups, the girls groups in physical sports or other academic situations, because apparently we're all the same now, right? Boys and girls are all the same and they're growing at the same rate, the same level. I feel like an idiot saying these things. Take a listen.
PSA to all educators, especially elementary school educators, do us all a favor, society a favor, and stop breaking your kids up into boys groups and girls groups. Please stop doing it, especially at elementary level. For academics, for athletics, for all things, stop breaking them up into boys and girls groups. First of all, boys and girls are basically growing at the same level throughout infancy, throughout toddlerhood, and throughout elementary school. It's not until upper elementary where girls actually take off and grow quicker and stronger than boys that later catch up in high school. So this idea that they can't work together, they can't play together, it's not safe, it's wrong. It's not the correct idea. And it creates this idea that boys and girls are inherently different, which is something we're trying to stop in our society. So do us all a favor. Break your kids up into levels. Break your kids up into hair color for all I care. But please, please, please stop breaking your kids up into boys and girls groups.
Yeah, that right there, ladies and gentlemen, not only is an advert for homeschooling, but is also an advert for staying single. I'll tell you now, whenever I hear a woman, and I assume this is a woman, I could be wrong. This is why I don't use Tinder, right? Because you don't actually... Anyway, whenever I hear a woman say boys and girls aren't actually that different, we're kind of the same, my brain just goes to sleep, because there are obvious differences between us. You know, boys are more physical, boys are more aggressive. You want boys to play with girls in sports. So what happens when the boy injures the girl? Are you going to take the blame for it? Is the girl going to take the blame for it? No, of course not. It will be the boy's fault because he tackled her too hard. Don't let them play with each other then. I just don't understand this. We're trying to mix and match boys and girls so much to the point where people will just forget what qualities our genders bring to certain situations. You know, girls are more creative, boys are more physical. We're going to forget about those. You know what? In 10, 15 years, we're just going to be genderless, soulless, brainless. We won't even know what's going on anymore. Kids will be in the classroom thinking, am I a boy? Am I a girl? I don't really know anymore. By then, I hope I'm on Mars and I want to see you with me, right? But there is one person I don't want to see with us, and it's this next teacher that clearly shows you the indoctrination is so heavy right now. I don't even know how to put it into words, right? I think you'll just know what I mean when you see it. But this one, out of all of them today, really did concern me the most, because you just see the progressive imagery and the way she talks, the thoughts, and if she's doing this with one child that's in the TikTok, she's doing it with all of them. Take a watch.
What's on your hat again?
The pride flag.
The pride flag. Woohoo! Go pride. What is
Like
pride?
that.
Like, yeah, like this.
Hi-yo!
You're right.
Pride. Oh, and almost everybody there was wearing the pride hat.
Oh, yeah, for the Mariners game. Yeah, it was Mariners Pride Night. I saw that. That's really cool.
I mean, the hat on the boy's head is going to do a lot of favors. I don't know if you put it on him. You probably did. I mean, he probably knows more about the origins of the pride flag than his actual own flag, you know, the American flag. We're not allowed to know the history of that one. I don't know if you heard as well, but his mouth was muzzled because he had a mask on. Now, I know that might not be the teacher's fault inherently, right? It might be a statewide thing, a state order. I don't know if they still do that in America. I think this TikTok might be a year or so old, but it's just so sad that that kid has had his mouth muzzled and his thoughts, his own thoughts, taken away from him. His teacher is literally planting thoughts into his head, indoctrinating him with his thoughts that may not be there if he wasn't in that certain classroom. And this is what they're doing with all kids now in certain classrooms. They're telling kids how to act, how to think, how to speak. Because if you put a foot out of line, you're evil. They call the parents. Jimmy's not really behaving. He didn't use the right pronouns. Why do I feel like I'm the only one concerned in this country about this? I know Americans are really concerned with this and this is a big thing for you, but for me, I don't see anybody else talking about it. All we're talking about is the next Netflix show. You going out at the weekend, mate? Yeah. whilst I'm sat here concerned about the future of this planet. It's very weird how that happens, really, isn't it? But what is your opinions, ladies and gentlemen? Do you think we need to start checking who our kids are being taught by and what they actually are being taught? You know, because I want my kid to be taught actual beneficial things and not be a complete waste of time. Do you feel the same? Because we all know in 10, 15 years, it's going to be a lot worse. Leave your comments down below. Oh man. If you have enjoyed today's video, ladies and gentlemen, then please for me, make sure to leave a like rating. If you're new, hit that big red subscribe button and turn on bell notifications so you never miss a video. But until next time, it has been your boy JD. Please for me, make sure to always have a great day and stay safe. I'm out. Peace. See you next time.